Maybe just strap it on the backpack.
Right where we want them to be. If we get back in that bedding area, we're going to be in it. Oh, there's a hunter right there. A hunter? Yeah.
Just walk right behind them, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Shouldn't bother anything.
No. Just walk down the path.
Set up when we walked right under us.
In that little split tree.
Yeah. We was facing that way. We were right at the fork of it. We could almost reach up and touch it, I think. And that buck walked around this way. They continued to stand there for 5 minutes. Well, it's December 2nd, and it's the first day of the first shotgun season here in Iowa. And I am the only one of us with a tag. We're going to try to spread them out throughout the seasons here, so there's going to be a couple of people hunting the second season, and then I think Aaron and Greg might hunt the muzzleloader season. But I'm up to bat here for the first time this year. I think during a lot of these gun seasons, we're going to be doing exactly what we're doing this morning. It's super calm this morning, but we're going to move super slow. Still hunt our way through this marshy area. This is a spot that Aaron, Brody, Zach, and I scouted this summer. And we put a camera up over a signpost rub back in this marsh. The first time me and Brody sat here, we saw several shooter bucks, including that big 8-pointer right out of this tree that's in front of us here. But neither of us actually had a tag in our pocket. And since then, Sean and Zach saw that buck, and they've seen several other shooters on this particular piece of public. We're going to still hunt our way through the middle of bedding areas and move slow and stop and listen for long periods of time in hopes to hear deer before they hear us. And then we have a bit of an extended range this morning with this muzzleloader, so we're pretty confident that we could get within 100 yards. Zach and I are both pretty excited. I've got 5 days to fill this tag, so we're going to see how this morning goes and adjust from there.
And I hate to go past where we know there's some deer, but I just don't think that we can get in that stuff. It's too thick.
I haven't heard them for a while either.
No.
I think if we get down here, we might be able to see up there better even too, and that's only 80 yards.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me glass one more time. Hey, stop. Right in front of us. Oh. Yes. Yep. You might have to get on him, dude. You're gonna have to get on him. It's a shooter for sure.
You're good.
Yep.
You're good.
Yep. You might have got him, dude.
I think it might go down right there.
You got him, dude. Dude, you just smoked.
Half hour, right?
That's a take, dude.
Oh.
He's a big mature buck, man.
Season's been open for an hour. It's the first buck I've seen with a tag in my pocket.
I can't, dude. I'm in total shock. I'm in total shock.
And then we're glassing down there, and you're like, there's a buck right there.
Hey, great shot, Jay.
I don't blended in so well. I could tell it was.
Dude, it's a tag though.
A big-bodied deer.
It's
I don't care what his antlers look like.
No, I think he's
You might
broken
not have
up.
a point. Yeah.
Dude, he's a tag.
It's 7:55, and me and Zach have calmed down a little bit. We're pretty sure he's down for the count. So we're gonna sit here for a little while, I think, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna lay low. That guy's not very far from.
Yeah.
There's actually another hunter, just about 200.
So we might just sit here for a good while so we don't mess anything up for him. And then I think we're just gonna wait for Aaron and Brody, and that buck was actually coming straight away from him. He's sitting there facing this way to the north. And that buck was just standing there for I don't know how long. He could have been there the whole time we were there. You'd think we would have heard him, but maybe he was running from that guy and just kind of sneaking through. There's a lot of times I've been gun hunting or just seen deer that have been pushed, and they get far enough away where they're comfortable and they just want to stand there and like really.
There's some guys yipping. Dang, man.
They're getting him up. That's what our original plan was. For hopefully people would be around. I don't know if he's getting his cows in or if they're driving deer over there.
Either way, they're driving deer.
That's what we were hoping for this morning, but we didn't really get to make it that far. We wanted a little pressure for all the spots that we're going to, and we were just going to hope that we could run into deer before they knew that we were moving. And obviously that one didn't. He didn't have a clue. He was looking straight up into that thicket where we actually seen that 8-pointer bedded.
Well,
When me and Brody first sat here, and then we were stopped here for so long because Zach thought he heard grunting and chasing up in there. I've had a tag in my pocket for an hour this morning, well, since yesterday, but I can't believe it.
It's awesome, man. You know, just really elaborate. Got one.
Hopefully. Oh, didn't get him.
To keep shooting.
So what me and Zach were doing this morning is we were just sneaking up this mowed path. It's super calm out. So we were just moving painfully slow, especially in spots where we had open areas in front of us, where we knew if something was out there, even if we walked up on something, it would just be looking at us, kind of like that deer was. He didn't know we were here, but we figured even if we were going slow enough walking up on this path, that we'd get a shot because we've got an extended range with the muzzleloader. I feel comfortable shooting it out to 100 yards for sure, and I think that deer was about 80. And we were hoping for a situation like that, but in this case, I don't think he had a clue we were here.
That's sweet, man. Hey. Dude, this is wild. This is like...
It's going down. It just fell. Just went down. Good for him, man.
Dude, that's sweet.
Well, we didn't mess him up.
Oh, dude, yeah. Sweet.
That's awesome.
Dude, just dropping left and right. Those guys are pushing those woods up there. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a buck party.
That's hilarious. I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing was toast, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him crashing hard. How's it going? Got yourself one.
First one ever.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
We were looking over that way because we got friends over there sitting there. They're the ones that were firing. And then I heard something over here crossing the creek and just... They're going down. They're going up and down the creek.
Oh, yeah. Well, cool, man. That's congrats. We saw that dude go down.
Yeah, we could do it right at us.
So congratulations. First buck? First deer? First buck?
Yeah, first deer ever.
That's awesome, man. That's a good looking buck.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good.
Headed in to go get Jake's buck. He shot one this morning, opening day of gun season. Got the old deer cart with him. She's got a bum leg.
About 100 yards from the one we shot.
That's so cool. Let's go get it.
You look like a moron.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. Me and Bro are so stoked. Like I was sitting there working this morning and you called and I could just hear you were breaking up. And I was like, what? No way.
Dude, it's some, like, I don't think it's the 8-pointer, but it's I'm pretty sure it's a
It
big
might not have it
8-pointer.
tied on its head, dude.
It does.
It's got main beams. That's
It
all
does. I saw him in the binos when I looked when I thought back.
Right in with this grass, you know.
Man, I mean, though, this is where those bucks live
Yeah.
all year long, and they just
That's
suck
what we
right
thought
back
this
down
summer
in here.
even.
Well,
That's
that's
cool.
why we wanted to come here, is we figured if anybody's hunting around, they're going to shoot back in here at some point and go back into one of these bedding areas.
I bet that 8-pointer was bedded up against that brush pile
Probably.
back this October.
Me and Brody got in real sneaky.
Yeah, you did. Let's go look at this thing. You haven't seen him yet?
No.
Somebody.
There's a pretty good trail there.
That's one that buck took this summer.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's over there.
Where?
Over there.
You think he's on the right side of the willow?
Yeah, I think he's on that willow.
No, Sam, dude.
No.
You don't remember which side he was on?
I'd have to go back and look. He's right. He's either from the left of this. I'm pretty sure he's right there. He's
You
right.
can see him real clear, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You found him?
Dude, that was it.
Oh my god, dude! Look at that thing! Nasty thing. Oh, dude!
Oh my.
Look at that thing! What? Holy cow! Look at that!
Jake, dude. Sweet, man.
Dude, that thing is ancient.
That is awesome.
Are you sure that's not the same one Sean was drawn back on? Dude, we walked right by him. Like, we seriously walked like right here, 10 yards
Brought
away
my
from
best tracking buddies.
him. Best tracking buddies, yeah. Look at that thing, man. Holy cow.
That's crazy.
That is unreal. That thing is awesome, man. Dude, that's gotta be one of the older looking deer I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like Detroit.
That's awesome. He's a tank. I remember was just seeing that he had mass and had these short little tines, but I looked at him from a side profile and I was like, man, he looks big and nasty. All cut up. Yeah. Dang, man.
You couldn't be much luckier.
I'm pumped, dude. That's sweet.
Got the Orange Army out here this morning.
We weren't the only ones either.
Yeah, there was.
There's a
some
dude
other
in the
lucky
tree
hunters
stand
close to
over
us.
here. There's another guy that shot a buck right here behind
There's
Yeah.
all kinds of shooting going on this morning.
Well, and it was weird because when we got here, we were like, well, maybe there's not going to be any pressure back here. And we did see some people in the surrounding area, and at first light, we were hearing some shots. It didn't seem like there was anything close, but then we saw those guys sitting in that
And when
stand.
you guys bow hunted in here, didn't you guys run into some people that came on off the
Yeah,
private?
there's
too?
a
somebody
stand
back there.
There's a stand right here. There it
Yeah.
is. See it?
Yeah, I can see one right
He was
there.
sitting in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Greg and I hunted up there,
Okay.
about 200 yards up the edge of the transition.
And that's where we saw that buck when me and Brody were in that stand early season, standing up right out of those beds that you guys had scouted during the summer.
Yeah.
I think the key with this guy is just obviously kind of learning the area. We've
Yeah.
learned it this is our first year hunting this area, but we've hunted it a number of times throughout the season to try to learn, what's going on back here and how to just keep, hunting it in the future. And we got a trail camera back there that I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what could potentially be on there. But
This buck's a great example of what we were talking about on the podcast last night. It's a great example of picking a new spot, going in, figuring it out, hunting it, fine-tuning, and then eventually killing a buck.
yeah,
And the opportunities we've had in here, out of that little spot, that little corner
Yeah.
right there, we've had 2 mature bucks within 60, 70 yards of that thing.
well, and just, another 150 yards down is where Sean and I saw the same big 8-pointer that you guys saw in this corner.
I think they bed in this field back
Yep.
here. I think they're bedding in that draw behind us. And
Which
then
is
they're-
where we heard those deer originally this morning, is why we stopped for so long.
Yeah.
But really, our strategy, going in was to hunt these bedding areas and just move from bedding area to bedding area slowly. That's
Yeah, he
That's
didn't have
so
a clue
key.
that we were here until he was looking at us when I moved my gun up. It was too late then for him. He was 80 yards away when we first saw him.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, but we've been looking at this spot on the map now for several years. And it's pretty easy to scout with a group of us because it's long and narrow.
Yep.
So we came in, when was that, early September, late August?
Yeah, somewhere right in that time frame.
But we all spread out through here, and we scouted the whole thing in one trip. Found a bunch of bedding out here in and around this field, and then we hung that trail camera back there over a signpost rub, and then came in. Actually, you guys, when you saw that big 8-pointer, were doing an observation sit that night over this bedding area.
And we did see a buck in that bedding area, but then that big one came right to the base of the tree. That's when we didn't have tags.
It's pretty funny to look at that tree. Jake was showing it to me right before we shot this buck.
It's like that big.
Yeah, and he's like, we were right there at that fork. And I was like, are you serious?
Only like 8 feet up. That thing walked to the base of it.
I think it's hilarious, that video where you can see Brody like in the buck right below him. It's just wild.
The
but
tree's like that big too, dude. And they're not very high up there.
I think even this guy, I mean, it looks like he may be blind in one eye now that we're down here.
He's got all kinds of scars on his neck too. I've never
Broken
seen one with so many
tines.
scars.
Yeah.
But I think our strategy, though, like, is something that we're going to keep focusing on, is just getting back into those dense bedding areas. You know, we've been doing enough still hunting and, you know, ground setups that we feel confident going
Works great
through
for gun season,
bedding areas.
Especially gun season when all that pressure's on, they're going to go where they feel most secure.
And, you know, if you've still got, like we were just talking about, too, those last hot does, that rutting activity will still take place
we
in
heard
those
grunting and
dense.
chasing going on, which is why we stopped this morning.
Yep.
You know, we talk about it over and over and over again, but we can't stress the importance of bedding.
Yep.
You just can't. That's where you guys were at this morning. That's where this deer is headed. That's where the rest of the deer that you heard were at. They're in the middle of the bedding, and somebody just waxed another one. It sounds like. But that was also cool you guys saw that kid kill his first buck.
First buck, watched him go down. I was crouched, like, doing something, and then stood up and almost got him going down.
That's
You
awesome.
made a great shot on it too. I mean, right behind the shoulder.
Yeah.
That's
Went down
awesome,
80
man.
yards away from where he shot it.
This thing might have made it 30 yards. We
Yeah.
walked right past it. What an awesome hunt, though, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. And you know, the cool thing is too, so we got a lot of late season left.
Yeah.
I mean,
got a lot of
Brody's
tags.
gonna be able to get a tag probably now, probably today.
Yep.
I still got all the tags.
Yeah, Aaron's got a bow tag and a muzzleloader tag.
Yep.
And then Sean and I are second, and it should be fun. I mean, we're gonna
Try
be
some
out.
real cool stuff. We'll try some wind bumping, you know, and we've done a little bit of that with bow season also. But we'll try some wind bumping, some ground hunting. Sweet, man. Well, let's
Yeah.
get him out of here, dude.
Yeah, hey, dude, congratulations on
Pretty
having your
good start
first
to the Saturday, man.
first Iowa tag, first hour of season. What you know, we called it. We said you'd sit patient back all season, and slide in and kill a big old buck.
You've been in the tree every day filming all year, man. I'm glad that you got him.
It's
Yeah.
been a blast filming too.
That's cool.
Congrats, dude.
Thanks you
That's
guys
sweet.
for all the help. I mean, it was awesome to have you guys here this morning.